This is a digital SAT practice test, 10 problems. It's a medium level test on problem solving and data analysis. So let's take a look. A candidate in a local election analyzed the voter data for 7 of the towns where she was on the ballot. If the median number of votes, median, that's in the middle, that she received from the 7 towns was 421, then which statement must be true? Total number of votes, no, we don't know anything about the total number of votes. Total number of votes that the candidate received in each of the 7 towns, no. Candidate received at least 421 votes in at least 4 of the 7 towns. Well, that looks right because the 7 towns, so the middle number is 421. There would be 3 more towns with 421 or more, so it's really got to be C. All right, we've got a chart here. It looks like it's telling us that fuel economy goes down as the weight of a car goes up. Weight and fuel economy for various vehicles were measured and recorded in the scatter plot. Given the W represents the weight of the vehicle in thousands of pounds and F represents the fuel economy, which of the following equations best models the relationship between F and W? Okay. Well, I mean, let's take a couple here, like at the beginning, and see what it gives us. It looks like for cars around 2,500 pounds, we're getting fuel economy somewhere around 40. So if we look at this, 50 minus, so A looks like it's too low. It's too low. I'm sorry, too high. It's going to give us a number that's too high. It's not going to be that much less than 50. And these are closer to 40. If we look at B, just assume the 9.8 is 10 for a minute. We're going to get 25, 50 minus 25. That's too low. So it doesn't look like A and B are right. And it doesn't look like C is right because, again, it's going to be too close to 65.7. Now, if we did 65.7 minus 25, roughly, that's in the ballpark. If we want to try another one, let's say a car here around 4,000 pounds. Let's try that. 65.7 minus 40, it's around 25, which the dot here is. So the only one of these that seems to work is D. Petra waited in line for 78 minutes for tickets to see her favorite band. Oh, God, I used to wait overnight. How long did she wait in hours? Well, 60 minutes is an hour, and that's 18 minutes left over. So it's an hour plus 18 over 60. Now we could divide both the numerator and the denominator by 6 there. 18 over 60 would be 3 over 10, and that would give us 1.3 hours. Shoni is investigating the use of preservatives in boxed cereals with a focus on BHT and vitamin E for a class project. I didn't know vitamin E was a preservative. She reads the ingredients on the backs of various boxed cereals and tabulates her findings as seen in the table. What fraction of corn-based cereals, right here, Fraction of corn-based cereals do not use preservatives at all. What fraction? Well, there were 42 corn-based cereals, and 4 of them used no preservatives at all. So that gives us 4 over 42. 42 equals 2 over, doesn't look that much like a 2. 42 equals 2 over 21. Is that an answer? 2 over 21. You know what? I can't scroll and write at the same time. Keep that in mind, though. 2 out of 21. There it is. It's B. Musical interval between two sounds is called an octave if the ratio of the sound's frequencies is 2 to 1. The following table shows the names of the musical intervals. Interval between two sounds based on the ratios of the two sounds' frequencies. Okay, there's the table. If a sound is played with a frequency of 480 hertz and a second sound is played with a frequency of 800 hertz, what is the name of the musical interval? Oh, we can use a calculator. All right, let's do that. Scooting this over, and you can use calculators on the SAT. We'll do 480 and 800. And the answer is 0.6. So it's the ratio is 6 to 10. That isn't one of the options, but I think we can reduce it to one of the options. Move that back over. 6 to 10 is the same as 3 to 5, so that is a major sixth. Major sixth. All right. Wholesome Food Company asked all students on the baseball team at Ridgemont High School the question, do you like broccoli? 15% answered yes. Based on this data, which of the following conclusions is valid? Okay. When I see questions like this on the SAT, it's like they're always trying to draw you into making a broader conclusion than what's actually supported by the data. So, 15% A, 15% of all students at Ridgemont High like broccoli. No. B, exactly 15% of students on the baseball team at Ridgemont High like broccoli. Yes. That is what the data shows, and you want to make any conclusions beyond that, you're not going to get this question right. All right, we've got a chart here. The graph in the EH plane shows how mixing 3 milliliters of ethanol and water at different concentrations can release different amounts of heat, where E is the percent concentration of ethanol and H is the amount of heat released in joules. To the nearest 5J, what is the largest amount of heat that can be released with 3 milliliters of ethanol and water? All right, so the horizontal axis is the ethanol concentration. The heat released is on the vertical axis, and it peaks. Right about here. Now, what is that? It's, to the nearest 5 joules. Okay, to me, it looks like it's 140. 150. It looks like it's midway between 150 and 160. So, I'm going to go with 155. In 2005, the USGS conducted a survey to investigate water usage in the United States. The following table shows their findings. So here's the categories of usage on the left, and the total estimated water usage in percentages on the right. Now, if 3.8 billion gallons of water are used for domestic use per day, oh, I see, 3.8 are used for domestic use. So what that means, let me get a pen here. That is this. 1% is 3.8 billion. How many gallons are used for irrigation? Okay. Well, a couple ways you could do this. 3.8. You could say, all right, that's 380 billion gallons altogether. Take 31% of it. Or you could just say, all right, if 1% is 3.8 billion, then if I multiply 3.8 times 31, I should get the answer. So let's do that. Exit the drawing. Usually at the bottom here, we have the option of using a calculator. Show calculator. All right. Let me scoot this over. We had 3.8 times 31. And it's 117.8 billion. All right. Close that. And there's the answer right there. Which of the following equations relates y to x for the values in the table? All right. 1 to 2, it doubles. 2 to 4, it doubles. 3 to 8, oh, it's not doubling anymore. All right, then we have 4, 16, 5, 32. Okay, the numbers in the y column are powers of 2. So if you raise 2 to the x power, you're going to get y. So y equals 2 to the x right here. 34, 90, okay. Emmanuel surveyed a random sample of 50 subscribers to Auto Wheel magazine about the number of cars that they own. Of the subscribers surveyed, 15 own fewer than 2 vehicles. There are 340 subscribers to Auto Wheel magazine. How do they stay in business? Based on the data, what is the most reasonable estimate for the number of Auto Wheel magazine subscribers who own fewer than 2 vehicles? All right, so he surveyed 50, and he got 15 owning fewer than 2 vehicles. So 15 out of 50 is 30 out of 100. It's 30%. So the most reasonable estimate would be 30% of 340. What is 10% of 340? Just knock off the 0 and it's 34. What's 30%? Multiply 34 times 3, we have 90, plus 12 is 102. All right, good. 10 out of 10. That is medium, now I forgot what it was called. Hang on. Medium problem solving and data analysis. All right. So please feel free to like, subscribe, comment, and see you next time.